how you can keep the virus away from you is the solution.
This side when we look, yes, we have seen that our nearest and dearest are suffering a lot, and not only that, there are lot many death cases are happening as well.
Yes, yes.
And we are obeying the guidelines of Kushala sir.
Okay.
That
No,
is
no,
how.
that is important, very much important, because you know that I think that every family, no family has been escaped now from this message.
Sir.
In India, what I am is I lost many of my family members, friends, mother, parents, the young brothers, my students, numbers. It's a very shocking period. And we don't know what would be happening to us also, any of us. I don't know.
Yeah,
Very, very challenging period.
Kushala sir is calling. Just I'll receive a call.
Okay, okay, okay. He is joining also. So participants have not yet joined, I believe.
Kushala sir joined, sir.
Yeah, I can see him. Not he's yeah. So
Hello.
we'll start.
Yeah,
Good afternoon.
good afternoon, Professor Sinha. Good afternoon. And I think that already you are introduced because I was a little slow to enter. And I'd like to introduce you Dr. Shutanu Sinha with Dr. Murugesh Patanashetty. He is one of the most brilliant, what I can say about many of the activities, specifically in his own field of the management. He did his PhD from NITI, Mumbai. So he's a well-trained person. Besides that, he has a deep passion for environmental activities, and he did a tremendous change along. Is one of the big support along with another persons, Dr. Mohantesh Biradar, to our chancellor and president of BLD Association. And they made the Bijapur, which was a drought earlier and completely arid zone, and now it become full of water, green, and whole environment changes just within 5 years. So he's one of the part of it. Koti Briksha Abhiyana, that's president's, our chancellor's one of the vision. He's one of the backbone of that. That is the 1 crore plantation in Bijapur. So here I introduce Dr. Murugesh Patanashetty with Dr. Shutanu Sinha. Now my job is over. Now Dr. Murugesh will do all his needful.
Yes,
and
sir.
I think your student, Mr. Shukrit Patil also joined. Shukrit, are you here?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Yeah, Shukrit is joined. Shukrit, your Dr. Sinha is with you. So you have to do certain questions. I will ask first. You only to ask question. Moderator will ask you.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Shutanu Sinha. So
Yes, sir.
over to Murugesh.
Yes, sir. We are again just 7 minutes to go, and I thanks Kushala sir. He is telling more about me. It's a very small job I'm doing here in BLE, and there is a lot of support from our president sir and even vice president of Vriksha Abhiyana Professor Dr. Arvind Patil sir, and so many people are there who are now helping hand for me. And based on their direction, we are trying to work, here in Bijapur, Koti Vriksha Abhiyana.
And Dr. Shutanu, I just like to inform you that we are passing through a very terrible time. And today, actually, we have the 6th death of our association faculty, staff members. So about our BLD association, 6th member is died today after struggling and battling for 5 days in ventilator. So it's a terrible situation. And this is a situation we're handling because of the blessing of the gods and our uh, chancellor with a big heart. He come forward. You might have seen, I have forwarded you that how he has made the whole our hospital accessible to the poor people and needy people also. And our extraordinary dynamic leadership, and I can say the commander-in-chief at the moment is our principal dean of faculty, Dr. Arvind V. Patil. And who, as Dr. Murugesh said, that he's one of the person, he's in the front, and along with our medical superintendent, Dr. Rajesh Honudgi, and his teams, they're doing the 24/7 sleepless night. We have 500 COVID patients. You cannot imagine the situation now. Just now I got, 5 minutes back, I was actually delayed because one request that to have a ventilator badly required asked me whether I can do any help or not. So this is the situation. So we are conducting this. So it is an honor. And I think that this should be dedicated to the memory of the people who lost their lives in the battle in all over India, and also thanksgiving to all the doctors and healthcare professionals who are battling in the forefront, like Dr. Arvind Patil or Dr. Rajesh Hunodki and his big team in our university. So this is the things I want to share with you.
Can I start?
I think Dr. Murugesh will tell you. I think
Yeah.
I think the time he's waiting for exactly the clock to hit at 3.
3 o'clock, no?
3 o'clock. Yeah, I
3 o'clock.
I think
Okay, we have certain times. As
Yeah.
such, Dr. Das, first one rider is that I am a doctorate. It is a general global mistake people used to make about me. I don't have any PhD degree. That is the first thing.
But you are the university professors and
So,
an adjunct professor of many Indian university and foreign university also.
so that is different, but just in a lighter mode. Secondly, you know that I am sitting in the hub, and like all of you and like all of us, I'm also just completed one arrangement for oxygen. One of my relatives is in Batse in Delhi. Naturally, and it's every house story now. We all pray for good days to come, and of course, every family is suffering. It is no family is escaped today from all this situation, I believe, throughout the country. But we should be very much positive. You are from the fraternity who are guiding us now. But as a layman, what I understand that breathing is itself is a life simply. So if we are positive, then we can recover fast or we can come back. So being positive is very much important today. People used to smile at us many times that you say all this nonsense, be positive, etc. But today it is a fact. It is to be surviving, we need to be positive. It is the feeling I do have nowadays. Anyhow, I really thankful to you specially and Dr. Murugesh and the team for giving me this opportunity to interact. As such, today I would be starting after 2 minutes, but what I do, I have designed in my own way. It is not like routine management discussion and other things. It has been totally designed the way I thought of the things. So, and probably, I don't know whether trying to make it more comfortable for people, especially from Karnataka, so that it is useful to you. And of course, I would prefer to have interactions anytime anybody can interact also. So
Yes.
I think that would be.
I think that. Thank you very much, Sutanu. I think that Dr. Murugesh will start. There is certain formalities he will do it. He will introduce the chief guest and
we can. I believe it is not.
Yeah, and he will do it. And I say that after your talk, it will be invitations by the coordinator, or I can say the moderator, Dr. Murugesh, for the people and the young faculty members or senior faculty members to interact with you. That is the most important part of this component. So with this, I just feel that Dr. Murugesh, now you should go ahead. I think we have reached the time. Now start the proceedings.
Thank you, Kushala sir, and thank you, Sutanu sir. Now it's time to begin the webinar on entrepreneurship, an emerging economic driver of not only this country, even entire world. Now, I would like to request Professor V.S. Bagli, sir, Principal A.S. Patil College of Commerce, to kindly welcome the gathering. Bagli, sir, over to you.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So, during the period of second wave of Corona, so we thought it is the right time to start a webinar, keeping all the participants alive and busy in this webinar. BLD Association, A.S. Patil College of Commerce, Vijaypur, and Autonomous College, in association with CPSHR, BLD Association Vijaypur, is organizing a webinar on entrepreneurship, emerging economic driver today. On this occasion, on behalf of ASP family, I wholeheartedly welcome today's webinar speaker and resource person, Sri C.S. Sutanu Singha. Secondly, I welcome today's function president, Dr. Kushal Das sir. I heartily welcome executive member of CPSHR, Dr. R.V. Kulkarni, Chief Administrative Officer of BLD Association. I also welcome today's webinar coordinator and who is mainly responsible of this webinar, Dr. Murugesh Patan Shetty, on behalf of ASP family. I welcome webinar's technical team members, Sri Kiran Tigdi, the ITED of BLD Association, and another technical assistant, Dr. Chidanand Bahati, and also Mr. Anand Patil. On behalf of ASP family, I welcome all the participants of various colleges of BLD Association and other societies. Once again, I welcome all of you on behalf of ASP Patil College of Commerce, Vijaypur. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your welcome speech on this occasion. I think, yes, this is the right time where we can, try to influence the faculties of BLD Association, how and this, entrepreneurship can become an economic driver. And I should take this pleasure to thank, Kushal Das sir. He has rightly introduced Sutanu Sinha sir, the perfect person for this topic. Now, this is how the things are. Now, I would like to introduce the guest or the speakers of this today's gathering on webinar. First is the resource person, or I can say as the speaker, executive speaker, Sutanu Sinha sir. Presently, sir is a partner with business restructuring practice, and he's a registered insolvency professional and was the chief executive at the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, ICSI, and he has a very strong 30 years of corporate experience in both MNC multinationals like Brook Bond as well as PSUs like IBP, etc. The list goes on. Sutanu sir has received Cambridge University scholarship to attend Sustainable Business Leadership Development Program, and he was trained by IFC, World Bank on Directors Development and Training Programs. Sutanu sir was director of Canara Bank, one of the premier bank of India, I can say that, from 2011 to 2014, and also chaired audit committee of the bank. He was the first member of the independent evaluation committee constituted by IBA under the direction of Reserve Bank of India to evaluate all the restructuring proposals have financial impact of near about 500 crores or more in India. And to tell you about the education qualification, sir is a fellow company secretary from ICSI and a chartered secretary and administrator, ICSA, London, and basically post-graduated in Master of Commerce Marketing Specialization, and he's also registered insolvency professional. This is something, professional area, and even he has got, teaching connection also. Professor Sinha is also an adjunct professor of management at the University of Calcutta and Central University of Tezpur. Apart from this, sir is a very good musician, a painter, and know multiple foreign languages and authority in German language. So such a heavy profile which we are interacting with today. Sir, I take this pleasure in inviting or introducing Sutanu Sinha to this August gathering, sir. Secondly, I would like to introduce one more heavyweight personality of this today's webinar, Dr. Kushal Das, sir. Kushal Das, sir, is a chairman for Committee for Promotion of Science, Humanities and Research, BLD Association. Sir is distinguished chair professor of vascular medicine, BLE University. And sir is dean and advisor of environment health, UNESCO, chair life science interregional center of Europe and Southeast Asia, honorary fellow of Karnataka Science and Technology Academy, DST Government of Karnataka, mentored successfully 21 PhDs. That's a very vast experience that has got. He has mentored already 21 PhDs and 10 MDs in physiology, students in India and UK universities. Such a heavy profile of Dr. Kushal Das, sir. And even I said that this is just a glimpse of Kushal Das, sir's, introduction. It is beyond some, more. It will take a lot of time to introduce him, in a better way. So I take this pleasure, sir. Please welcome to this gathering. And with this brief introduction, I introduce Kushal Das to this August gathering. And even today, we are going to introduce the other people who are on the webinar. Professor Dr. R.V. Kulkarni, sir, Executive Member, CPSHR, and Chief Administrative Officer of BLD Association. Sir Kulkarni, sir, basically a pharmacy professor and has contributed a lot of research in the field of pharmacy. And not only that, recently looking at his capacity, the BLD Association has made him as a Chief Administrative Officer of entire BLD Association. And now the new experience is experienced by Dr. R.V. Kulkarni, sir. So on this occasion, even I would like to introduce R.V. Kulkarni, sir, to this August gathering. And one more person who has welcomed the gathering, Professor Vilas Bagli, sir, a thorough commerce professor. I can say that I am a student of Professor V.S. Bagli, sir. He has taught me, and a very vast experience of 25 to 30 years of experience in teaching line, and managing very well A.S. Patel College of Commerce and guiding us in all the direction. And I would like to introduce Dr. Bagli, sir, to this August gathering. And rest all technical team, some people who are there. Now we are speaking on the screen. There are some people who are working beyond the screen. I could say that Sri Kiran Tigdi, sir, who is in the backbone for this entire system which we are setting. Welcome to this gathering, sir. And even Dr. Chidanand Bahati. He is also one more, the IT, I can say IT Pungsuk Wangdu of 3 Idiot. Now he is a person who makes a lot of researches and all. Presently, he is holding the position of head of the department of MBA department. And even Anand Patil, one more IT associate of BLA University. So, and even there are a lot of many principals who are gathered here on this webinar. I will not take much of time. The time we would like to listen to Sutanu, sir. He has got a very vast experience. Let us listen to him. Right, sir, over to you.
Yeah, please unmute.
Yeah, it is. Am I audible, I believe?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Dr. Das, Professor Bagali, Professor Murugesh, Professor Kulkarni, and other learned fellows and my colleagues in BLDA. It's first of all, I extend my thanks and regrets to all of you because despite the devastated situation we are undergoing, that you made your time to attend this seminar because knowledge is such. As such, before this seminar begins, we were this discussion between amongst Dr. Murugesh, Dr. Das, that we need to be very positive at this moment. And if we are engaged in work, if we do something value added, so it would be very much important every moment. And it's a very uncertain period we are going through. I just go through the today's topic in a fashioned way, of course, and I would use a tool of a PowerPoint presentation. Just I'm just putting on the screen. Just confirm whether you are able
Yes.
to see it or not. What's the level? Achha, Dr. Murugesh, you need to allow me to put the PowerPoint on the screen.
Yes, sir. I think Professor.
Huh.
Two minutes, sir.
It's okay? Yeah. No, it is not yet. Allow, yeah. Yeah. I think it is.
Yes, it's visible, sir.
Visible, no? Okay.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
It's visible?
it is visible. You can go for full screen
Okay.
presentation mode.
Ah,
Right.
yeah.
Absolutely fine.
Now it
Go
is
ahead.
coming.
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
Good afternoon. First of all, when about the topic today, before introducing the topic, I want when we were discussing with Professor Das and others, he was asking what would be the topic exactly, and also I had a discussion with Murugesh. What I thought that in India we have neglected a big part of us in the economic activities. That is, we nurtured entrepreneurship not in the way it ought to be. For example, the economies like Swiss economy, German economy, or say New Zealand economy, or say Chinese economy, all these economies are very strong economy due to their MSME base. Their small and medium scale industries base are very, very strong. We have a misnomer. We say the Swiss economy means Swiss banking. That is absolutely wrong. As such, Swiss economy is mainly SME success, and especially in agri sector. So when I thought, and a couple of years, the government of India, not during even this government, prior to that, during Congress government period also, people are focusing on MSME segment and the entrepreneurship areas where there is a hidden resource available in the country. So that's the reason I thought that let us discuss something on this so that we can go through it properly and we understand how to teach on this area and we can add some value to the system. So if you see before going to entrepreneurship, I would want to share you the level playing. Level playing means the entrepreneurship are not working mainly in the large scale. They would be entering in this segment that is called MSME segment, where if you go through this screen, you will find that 45% of industrial production of this country are being managed by MSME. And our export, 40% of the export is from MSME. So there is a potential of enhancing the export in this segment. Registered MSME, it was 2020 figures, it is 25.23 lakhs. But in total MSME, which covers the small marginal entrepreneur in the village huts, or even in the clusters, it covers 6.34 crores, just few percentage of our total population. You can assume how big this sector is. and we can of course encash this sector for the development of the country in a big way in future. And if you see the GDP percentage, it is 37%. It includes both products and services, of course, of the country is being contributed by MSME segments. So if you say that big industries, say public sector, apart from that, 37% of GDP is added by this segment, and this segment means entrepreneur-driven segments. And it provides, as per the latest Government of India report I saw, it is 11.14 crores people are engaged directly in MSME. But why there is no success? The major blocking stone, what I understood, is archaic processes and reluctance to use technology and knowledge. Why that is so? There are two things are there. One is that mindset, complacency, and secondly, lack of knowledge. So why complacency? You know that we are not very much, the Indians by nature is very happy people. If you get two courses of meal, good sets of garments, shelter, and good friends and families, you are very happy. You are not ambitious to build resources like other people in different jurisdictions. So that is a philosophical pattern of Indians. Secondly, we are happy with what we do have. We hardly trigger our minds to build something new, to accept new challenges, or to enhance our minds. But of late, what I have observed, it was a feature of India's over a couple of decades. But from last one decade, I have personally observed one sea change in the system due to the networking, due to the availability of technology at the hands of even common farmers in the villages. So they are using YouTube, they are using social network to have more knowledges on their areas of activities. So now it is time the country as a whole, in a planned manner, trigger these as a driver for development of the economy at the next stage. So that's the reason I thought that if you understand the MSME sector as a whole, you will get a picture where I would be working as an entrepreneur. So that's the reason I call them at hidden champions. Imagine the past India before British rule and industrial revolution. We did not have technology, we did not have power, we did not have machineries, but thousands of years we were very rich. We had kingdoms, we have monarchs, we have say very wealth was nothing like that in India. From abroad, people used to come to India to see the wealth of India. What change happened after that? The concept of babus and employees stepped into the system. So people were very happy with the fixed income and against certain work they used to do. So their mindset got changed. The livelihood was dependent previously was entrepreneurship skills, and after the British rule, there is a change. It was depending on the employee-employer relationships matter. And you know that before British rule, Indian economy sometimes was in third position, second position, fourth position, like that in before 16th century AD. So we lost our position also over the years when the system got changed. Over 1,000 years, but at the same time, we accumulate huge knowledge, technical, scientific, all sort of knowledge. Just imagine, in case of medical science, before Britishers came, our citizens, they survived. They have their own skills, knowledges. So we failed to nurture those things properly in a systematic way and generate resources out of that even today. So these are the hidden champions we do have. We can trigger all these and cash it into a commercial venture. For example, when Taj Mahal or pyramid were built, there was no Krupp cranes. Krupp cranes means it's a crane company of Germany, which are the market leader. So there was no cranes, but Taj Mahal was built, pyramid was made. So and it was not made by large corporation. It was made by collective efforts of small groups. So, for example, there was no Glencore or China Minmetals or ArcelorMittal when Kohinoor diamond was unearthed. So you can imagine that world was going on before that also, before the small big companies, before the employment type of livelihood. World was happy world also. Now, how to start? So the entire presentation today, I just wanted to share you how to start a startup. Why should I start? And how you trigger this thing? So first of all is the idea. If I don't have some idea, how do I proceed further? And naturally, idea comes from knowledge. Knowledge, you can develop your knowledge, you can acquire over the years, even collectively also or individually, or even you can devote your entire lifetime to acquire knowledge. You can be a research person. You can run the institutions, research institutions, and acquire knowledge. That is the one way of developing knowledge. The other way is a very shortcut route that I say that it can be procured. You can pay someone and have his knowledge at a cost. If developed, we call it as organic in nature. It requires perseverance, strong determination, and self-confidence. Why we say that it is self-confidence and strong determination and perseverance? Because it is risky. You don't know whether you will be successful or not. But if your knowledge base is strong, if your analytical abilities and mindset and logical mindsets are strong, so definitely you will be successful. So when you develop something, uh, you need to protect it. And that's called intellectual properties, IPR. So you need to have strong knowledge on patents and copyrights. I just mentioned this point here because my observation in India is that we are very poor in patent management and copyright management. So far as Indian innovators, Indian entrepreneurs, Indians business also per se are concerned. So we must be educated and we should educate our students more on patents and copyrights because the moment you know that when you develop a process and it is published, you lose your patent rights. So patent is very important. How you register your processes properly, which is innovated, is very important because it is costly. It's a surprise. The cost is tacked to it. So you should encash in future. So this is the concept of idea. How I would be ideate what to do and what not to do to be an entrepreneur. The moment you thought that no, I would not spend my time on idea, I can go for the easy alternative. That is, you can procure the knowledge. And naturally, if you want to procure, you need to have capital to purchase this. And this is called inorganic growth, inorganic in nature also. It happens very fast, and you can start your business from day one in that case. But it has its own risk attached to it. Selection of the knowledge, selection of the product, selection of the service, selection of the companies from where you are purchasing or the persons from where you are purchasing. All these things are very much important. So idea can be created, idea can be purchased. If you find, if you see the growth of large institutions, after certain level of growth, they start purchasing ideas instead of investing in ideas. because that is very easy. For example, I am giving you a very live example of very known thing, that is Ramdev. His company, Patanjali, at the very beginning, they ideate, they develop many products themselves. And afterwards, when growth started to happen, they started in organic way. They started procuring one after another units and converted into their units and started production from the next day. So this is the way they grew very fast. So both the things has its own importance. So how you are designing it is up to your business requirement, of course. When you ideate, the second challenge is that whether I am okay or not. I always say jumping into the pond blindfold is always risky. You cannot think that tomorrow I will be starting business. I have some money. I am just putting into it, and okay, let us see whether we will win or not. We don't know. No, that is not the way. Everything has a process. Everything has a system. Of course, it can be innovative. It can be very much creative. It can be new, but you need to develop a process and system for it. You need to identify the risk involved in each and every step of it. You need to analyze the severity of adverse situations. If that is not happening, say for example, you are sourcing raw materials from, say, Bangladesh. Now, during this COVID period, from the last week, Bangladesh border is closed. So you need to analyze this type of risk when you are planning your strategy, your business model. So risk analysis and analysis of the severity index is very much important. Then you strategize how to mitigate the risk, because the more you would be efficient in risk management, the more your profit would be added into your coffer, into your basket. So risk management is the business model. So most of the cases, what we found nowadays, the train change. People used to appoint chief risks officers who can look into all the risk factors, give ideas, protect the company from uncertain, unknown situations in future to happen. So when we discuss about risk assessment, I just this slide was previously, so I just wanted to show that what is the combination of rural and urban MSMEs. So it is more or less 50-50. I just want to have just share you here one thing, that this is there is equal potentiality available both in the rural sector and the urban sector in the country so far as MSMEs are concerned. Especially in rural sector today, opportunities is very large because agriculture as an industry we never saw. Now we have started seeing agriculture as an industry. So that is a slide. It was previously, it was due to rearrangement, it was messed up. Anyhow, coming back to the risk mitigating strategies. First is that since we are discussing on startups and the entrepreneur, I thought that the first risk we can discuss from the structure of the organization, what I intend to make. There are ownership-based organization. That is, I put my money and running the show. Like in your villages, in your small towns, there is small convenience shop and other shops. They are running in that way. You can have partnership with some friends, unregistered or registered partnership. You can create limited liability partnership, or you can create company, limited or private limited, or one-person company. I just selected here all these things because depending on your business structure, depending on your activity, the spread of your activity, and the nature of your activity, you can pick up the model, which one you would prefer. For example, companies, generally, most of the startups start as a private limited company because 7 persons together, if you are, of course, if you are there, 7 persons together, plan to do something, you can go for limited company also. But advantages are there in private limited companies because it is less governed, I would say. The governance uh, clauses are more in case of public limited company because it is highly exposed to the public. So you have numbers of compliance liabilities. In case of private limited companies, these are less. But the unique model today are limited liability partnership and 1%. Like companies, in LLP also your liabilities are limited. Yours means liability of the firm per se, as well as liability of the partners also. Liability of the partners is limited to his contribution to the firm and commitment to the firm in case of limited liability partnership. And even in that case, if due to one partner's wrongdoing, there is a big loss, your liability is protected up to your committed or agreed terms. So limited liability partnership is a better model where you can design your internal rules and regulations. Not like companies, limited companies or private limited companies. Under limited liability partnership, the internal rules and regulations, like in companies' articles of association, memorandum of association, the partnership agreement itself defines that what would be internal process. So that flexibility is unique thing. So in many cases, what we observe that for special purpose vehicle also people prefer this limited liability partnership. When the purpose is over, they dismantle the vehicle. So in that way, these three models, limited liability partnership, company, and 1% company, these three are carrying with limited liability. So prefer, if you ask me which one you would prefer, I would prefer to have either of these three. The third one, OPC, is very interesting. Here, it is my own money I have put into the business. The business is separate from myself. It has its own entity and its liability is not my liability. And this is called OPC. Previously, there was a bar of 2 crores rupees of business. Now it has been erased. So now you can create a OPC which can hold many partnership companies or private companies also. So this is a very flexi model. It's this modification, of course, happened a couple this last year or sometimes to give it more flexible shape. So these are the model. If you select your model properly, so structural risks you are mitigating. So you need to have a business structure to run your entrepreneurship. So that's the model we can pick up and choose one of these. Now, the place of business, it is equally important. Whether I would have my business in Bengal or in Gujarat or in Maharashtra or Karnataka or even a district of Trichure or some other district or not, that is very much important decision for an entrepreneur to decide that where. So locational sensitivity is very important. Secondly, how much I would cover and whether my business cover local area, state level, interstate or global, that is another factor. It may so happen that you have started as a micro unit at local level, but if you plan properly, then you can structure in such a way and select the place of business in such a way that it can in future cater the global need. So, for example, if I put my business in a near a major seaport area or international port area, then my business can cater locally today. But if situation demands or if my market expands faster, then I can cater to global needs also at a lesser price. So these are the very rational decision making one has to do, and you can mitigate the your risk mitigation strategy should cover all these things. Secondly, now the popular understanding is that whether I should continue with a big physical establishment or we would prefer digital platform or not. Mind you, two things. I always say that go for hybrid model for the time being. Until and unless your infrastructure is totally established, hybrid model is the best model. That is, on the one hand, reducing your cost. At the same time, it is just in jet speed you are working. So, but as far as the requirement of the business, of course, you need to decide. And today there are businesses which are catering through digital platform only, even having very less number of human beings involved. Robotics are being used, and gradually over the years, robotics would be replacing all these mundane routine job. So, for example, Amazon is running their stores through robotics only nowadays. So you can imagine that how much change happened over the years. Now another area is the nature of business. So the risk in respect of business is also very much basic. Whether I am in industrial sector, whether I am in consumer durables or FMCG, or I am in service industry, or I am in special purpose vehicles, that is very much important. And you need to mitigate the risk according to the industry characteristics. So, for example, today I am putting a chemical plant and without permission of the state government on environmental issues. So I am carrying the risk of say non-compliance relating to environmental laws. Say, for example, if you're putting a electroplating plant, your compliance level so far as environmental issues are concerned is very high. So you need to comply all these things. So you need to mitigate all this risk of non-compliances and also hazardous risk, etc. So next one is that it's also related to the capital incentive or intensive or not. Then whether your operations are technology driven, manpower driven, whether it is based on agricultural products, and how durable your products and service products are also important factors. Based on that, you can plan, you can run the show. For example, if it is a fishing, say, it is relating to this export of prawn and other things, you need to have your proper, say, storage arrangement, control atmosphere system. All these things are required. So many factors you need to analyze before jumping into it. That's why I said that you should not jump into the pond blindfolded. The other factor, cost of capital. My experience in large business, even in small businesses, is that I calculate a business model. I just run the show. Then all of a sudden, I find that I am not capable of producing or giving service to the society at the cost at which I am running my company. So my cost of capital is very high. I have taken loan from the banks, but I am not in a position to repay back. And company get into a doldrums situation, and it became a stressed company. So your cost of capital, how you are selecting the cost capital, and the carrying cost attached to it is very, very important. If it is a own capital, say equity capital, then cost of capital is very low, and at the same time it is risky. But if you are borrowing, then how you are borrowing, where from you are borrowing, what the terms, what the current value of the borrowings, all this you need to assess. Approaching market for cheaper capital and loan, you need to know the market then, capital market or the financial market or the debt markets or the bond market where you are approaching. You need to know these things. Otherwise, you cannot get capital also. And nonetheless, Nowadays, we are all inspired to have foreign investment. There is foreign investment available in two segments, that is FDI route or ECB route. And LIBOR, you know that this rate are the standard rate, London Interbank borrowing rate. So this rate is the benchmark, and we always used to get LIBOR plus rate to have my FDI or ECB in the country. Just for your information, the LIBOR would be stopping publishing its rates at the end of this year. So in future, from the next year, there would be no LIBOR. So India has developed or developing several currency exchange rate. Yeah, for example, Mumbai borrowing rate is replacing the LIBOR in future for us in India. And in case of FDI, you can manage FDI and or ECB. For small segment, it is very difficult. But if you together you can borrow with some similar type of producers or entrepreneurs, then you can tag FDI or ECB because the rate of interest is very low. LIBOR is today below 1%. And say, for example, I was just going through the call money rate. Call money rate means that I have a surplus fund. In interbank, we used to borrow lend this thing. It is near about 2% today in international market. So I can lend this money to other banks or other financial institutions at 2%. So you can fetch investment at a very lower rate comparing the Indian rate if you can flag FDI or ECB properly. There are so many bodies involved in this process. So you can approach those if your capital requirement is a little bit higher than what we intend to have through the Indian. I believe that FDI or ECB route you can pitch on. There are pension funds, there are foreign high network individuals group. Many groups are available throughout the country to provide this type of borrowings to the country. So these are the challenges in respect of capital, because if you don't design your capital structure and the borrowing loan structure properly, there is a chance of getting the company into a financial stress position in years to come. So that's the reason I thought that this is a very important thing in running the business in the future. The next point is that your operations and finance control. How secure you are making your activities is very important. So bank guarantees how you are utilizing these tools, how you are utilizing the letter of credit is very important. And hedging is a must for good business houses. Generally, we don't look into all these things in the traditional business houses, but most of the cases, big business houses and even smart businessmen, they always look into that. And I just, as a layman, I put one word, that's cash and carry. You pay me, I will give you the product. That is the best way of making business. And nowadays, if you find the most of the successful Indian service industries are operating on this model, even they collect in advance. For example, if you are an Ola customer, you just put in Ola wallet and put money there and you get the service. So how, as Ola management, I have protected myself, you can imagine. So, and in addition to that, insurance is a very known tool. And today, even you can insure your loss of business. That can be covered through insurance also. So nowadays, the basket on insurance is very interesting. You can utilize that also for your purpose. So once you address all these things, the next thing is that how I would be modeling this. So far, definitely you have chosen something in mind. What is your vision then? Definitely, I have some vision. I want to do something. So maybe my vision is to build a beautiful hospital in Singapore. Say for that, what I need to do are the missions. And for that, you need to have policies, strategies, and implementation plan. Write up before starting, before jumping. So once you make the implementation plan, then you are in a position to run the show. But before that, what is my business then? If you want to know your business, you need to make a business model of it. And if you want to have a very good business model, you need to go for techno-economic viability study. Say, for example, you plan to have a small unit of manufacturing of, say, mask today, which is in high demand. So you need to have a techno-economic viability study of the mask market and what is the technology involved in it, what is the capital involvement, what is the market, what are the risk factors, etc., etc. And this, mind you, this TEV report is very important. You can name it TEV report or anything, but this is important because with this you can approach your investors and show them that look, that I have done it, and this is the business model, and I have addressed risk factors and other factors, and you can very, very well invest into my business. So you go for TEV study first, whether it is a very small business or it is a very big project of the country. Next one is that what TEV covers. So in the TEV, first one is technology. So technology is scalability and reliability. So there are say technologies, but you will find that sometimes technologies are going to be obsolete very fast. If you go for those type of technologies, again, you will have to invest within a very short-term period. Your capital cost will be very high. Secondly, what is the cost of this total project or total business? You need to just understand this thing. Third one is that compliances. Many a times we Indians ignore compliances, and we are very bad in contract management. So, what are the compliances involved in running? If you go through the doing business in India, many a times you heard our leaders and others used to say that in doing business in India, we need to be very liberal. In our country, compliances were very, very stringent, very, very complex. Today, we are trying to reduce it. Less compliant means better freedom. Hello? Anybody saying something? No.
Please mute. Please mute. I request everyone to mute the mic. Please mute the mic.
I think it is. Gentlemen, please mute your mic. Okay. So compliance, statutory and environmental compliance is one of the key area where I find that we Indians are very much reluctant. Only we become alert when there is a notice from a government department or a regulator or somebody else. But if you capture all this point within your TEV study and then you proceed further, you will be finding that life is very easy because these are the license to work and license condition is to be obliged to. For example, now in many of the part of the country, the putting mask is mandatory. If you don't put mask, then you're carrying the risk of paying penalties. So compliances are like that. If you don't do that thing, so you'll have to pay the cost. So it is adding to your business, what is the product or the services you are giving to the society. Then in the TEV, you need to have a very thorough market analysis. For example, I just used to handle many national highways project. What I found many a times when the project was analyzed, there were say projection of vehicle movement, say 1,000 vehicles in 1 hour, say for example. Based on that, toll rates were designed. Later on, what we found, the vehicles are not moving in 1,000 in numbers because there was a parallel road created by the state government. It's a state highway. So the people used to get diverted because that is free. So in that case, I find that there was no proper market analysis happened when the TV was prepared. So that's why market analysis is very important. So if you do the market analysis, you can understand your market and where you would be putting your product or service. Then you make a projection of for a short term, medium term, and long term. The changing scenario of worldwide business is such that mainly short and medium term is okay for us nowadays because technology shift, technology obsolescence, technology change are happening very fast. So if you plan for short and medium terms with a long term perspective planning only, then it is good. And you need to have a SWOT analysis of your business, strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat. You all know this thing. So this SWOT analysis of the business is very much important. And in the TV, there would be some advisory that how you would be proceeding in future. If you do this TAV, you have a Bible in your hand that would be the guiding principle for you in the future. Again, if you find that you need to change, you can change the study. You can have further study and change the Bible. So this is the basic things you need to do before starting your business. Now coming to your very popular model of BCG matrix to understand your position clearly. I always prefer this thing. It's a very all management students and professors and students. Everybody knows this model that is a star, cash cow, question mark, or the dogs. You know that this model I prefer for analysis of my planned business also. If you have picked up some business which are cash cow in nature, so it is good for you for the time being. So you invest money, make money out of that, and come out of the market. So because his market life is very short, but his return is very high. Say for example, if you want to invest money for a long term, and you know that the market would be very stable, so you can go for star model. If you find that you are picking up such a product that has hardly any market, very limited market and very limited period of time people will be using, then my suggestion that is called dogs in Boston model. So you should not go for that. And question mark problem child is there. You avoid this thing. In case of this is more applicable to if you have a in your business basket many products. So when you are making ABC analysis, then you can go for this question mark and abandon question marks type of business. So BCG you can use for identifying your business, what business I would prefer to do. So now, for example, I'm giving some example that dogs are like electronic typewriter. There are very limited use. I have seen people are using electronic typewriters, especially to keep confidentiality where nothing can be recorded. So people used to use electronic typewriter, but this market is like dogs market today. So for example, it is BSNL or Idea connection. I am not condemning BSNL or Idea, but they are in a high market, but their contribution is very low. Their market share is very low. So they are facing a big problem. For example, the cement industries, it is very high demand. And so far as India development is concerned, we do have lakhs of crores of rupees investment would be coming into the country. So you can see the future of cement industry in the country. So this is like star. And for example, if you go for, say, other things, say, say in case of mobile phone of a version, say version X of version 10 of the mobile number 1. Version 11 is on anvil maybe in the next 2 years or 1 year, we don't know. But now it is the hot cake. People are purchasing, but next day will find it is obsolete. So these are cash cow. So the way you are designing your market or service, you would be getting benefit out of that. So this is overall, it is the role of entrepreneur to identify all these things. But one thing, one writer, what I understand is that if you see that if you are a good innovator, that's not all. If you are a very good management guy, that's not all. Entrepreneur is a different ballgame, and entrepreneurship is a different mind chemistry where you have ability to take risk, you have ability to take challenge, and you have a determination to do something. Then only you can do it, and that is the mindset one has to develop to be a good entrepreneur. Now, incubation. Now, coming to handholding supports today available in the country to the young entrepreneurs mainly, there are different policies in state governments, central governments. I am not going through that. You can get everything in the website. So nowadays, IITs, different universities, different bodies, they are providing this incubation support. Incubation is just like medical incubation, that there is a baby and I need to nurture for a couple of days, of course, at a cost, and then he would be in the market. So IITs are doing these things, and many students, many young entrepreneurs, they are taking support of this type of things, and innovators are also getting support of these things. It is at a cost. Most of the cases, cost is the equity participation. So you are not paying anything out of your pocket. Rather, you are getting this type of service. Say, for example, it is Kanpur IIT Incubation Center. What they say it that eligibility. What is the eligibility? It is any startup registered in India developing technology-enabled solution fulfilling following criteria can apply. Turnover is not exceeding 1 crore, working towards innovation, development, deployment, etc. So likewise, many IITs, many other institutions, many universities, they have made their eligibility criteria and hand-holding the youngsters, they are getting incubation support. For example, in case of Bhubaneswar IIT, that they have flagged this thing. It is Chennai IIT also, they flagged this thing. Whether your product is problem solving, what is the value addition, what enables you, what is the magical technology, what is the business model, what is your revenue model, what is sales marketing strategy. They're asking all these questions. If they are satisfied, they are handholding. What types of support they're giving you? That in incubation, office space, working space, internet facility, all the facility, infrastructure, laboratory, workshop facilities, mentoring service, all these things, even loan schemes from the bank, they're providing all this support. So if you handle in an incubation center, you can have your startup in a very nice and planned way. Now I'm just flagging some of the website I have captured through your states from Karnataka. Their Directorate of MSME. If you go through their MSME website, you will find all these things. For your just knowledge, I have captured here. There are several clusters here. Lands are available. Then some corporations have been created to facilitate entrepreneurs. Then you finance also being catered by this Karnataka State Financial Corporation. This is for big entrepreneurs, of course. And Karnataka State Industrial Investment and Development Corporation is there. Then for the power, you have power utility companies. You can approach, you can have for power connections and other things. There are procedure for everything. Water also like that. Technology is also, you will have to have technology support, for example, then you can approach many organizations. It is some indicative names are there, but there are several organizations. Even you can yourself also be a technology expert and provide your support. Now, the major part of entire thing is that in this challenge, in this focused development area, sometimes you may get frustrated. it's a now a little bit psychological part of entrepreneur. Uh, my suggestion is that one has to have plan A and plan B. Uh, After analysis, after doing overall, what is your plan B? So always try to have a sustainable business, which is every time, even in adverse situation, giving you oxygen. For example, sustainable business means, for example, if you have a drinking water plant, say, it is sustainable because human being without consumption of water cannot sustain. So, and nowadays, due to pollutions and other things, water are even if potable, but you need to have this processed water. So if you have a sustainable business and then you can venture another business, you can take more risk. So that's the way. So modeling business as sustainable is very, very important as entrepreneur. And with this, you have to have manpower with you. So you need to train the people and you need to build up a good, very strong team of yourself. Then you would be successful. It is not that you alone will be doing this thing. Sharing and partnering and jointly doing is the way of life today. So with these, you can be a very good entrepreneur. And I think that that's all from my side on this presentation. Now we can go for interaction.
Dr. Murugesh.
Very
Yes.
nicely presented. We have it's a new way of looking at startup businesses. Like I say that idea is yours. You're trying to take outsourcing of services from various government and private organizations who are in helping entrepreneurs in various fields. Even I can say CFTRI Mysore, Research Center for Food Processing, is helping a lot. IISc, Indian Institute of Science, and National Institute of Industrial Engineering mainly focuses on consultancy for the industries. These are examples are there. Now, I think lot many questions has to be asked. I think I will give a chance to Sukrut as
Sukrit?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Sutanu, sir, for your
Thank you.
very comprehensive but also very inspiring presentation. Very comprehensive is the right word. It dealt with all the aspects. Sir, I had just one or two things that I wanted to ask you. Firstly, regarding the barrier of entry, you spoke about IP rights, about having a patent, having that as a protection. If for a foreseeable reason there is no patent possible, there is no this thing possible, what other barriers to entry for do you think we can set up if we are starting a startup? What other apart from IP rights?
You know that process itself is your key. For example, yeah, if I am asked to produce something what Ramdev used to produce, I cannot, because whether it is patented or not, it is different. But process I never disclose to others. So whether you are patenting it or is a process as per to comply the law, but if your process is unique, so you are putting barrier to others because without your knowledge, they cannot produce the thing. So that's the reason I said that the moment you have this type of knowledge with you, just get it patented. It is application of patent itself is strong enough to protect your knowledge. Then let patent office process this thing. Meanwhile, you start operating. Because many times I found that mainly big organizations swallows the small one through this process. That's the reason I mentioned this point.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is what everyone wants to avoid as well. Big organizations starting the. But for example, sir, for example, Amazon and things like that, there is no new process, but the innovation, the idea is in the business model. So for such companies, it is kind of hard to have a patent. So that is what I was trying to get.
Yes, Sukrit, I have a simple answer to this. It is that you have grown in such a big way that there is no challenge to you. But in case of Amazon, it is India now. People are developing similar business models also. For example, Ola has challenged Uber. Uber, well, you know that you were in abroad. So Uber is dominating the world market, but Ola is dominating India market. And Ola has just modeled something from Uber also, as I understand. So that's the way it is going on. Yeah.
And the second thing is about economies of scale. So usually what happens is, especially for things that are based on engineering or things like that, the bigger it is, the more profitable it is. So what do you suggest? Take your time, build up finances, build up partners, build up investors, and then go big, or start small and grow organically? What do you think?
There are two models. One is the outsourcing model, another one is the in-house model. So it's a ideal mix is very important. It is based on the techno-financial analysis. You will find sometimes that outsourcing is better than doing in-house. Sometimes you will finding that in-house is better than outsourcing. So it is depending on the situation and the position of your business. That's why I said that geographical location. That's why I said that many other factors are important to decide all these things. So outsourcing, what I found in many businesses I have seen that they are outsourcing near about 95% of their operation. They're only just as integrator. They're bringing the products. They're also successful actually. At the same time, manufacturing unit like Hindustan Levers and others, they're manufacturing themselves and doing the business. So both the models has its own beauty. So it is up to the entrepreneur or the organizations. They need to decide that as such, if you know your cost is very important in business. If you can see the cost, each and every cost, in the business, every moment is a cost, every operation is a cost, every movement is a cost. If you can identify and quantify all this cost, then you can see your product price properly. And if you have multiple products, then you need to have this ABC analysis and you can go for the best option. So this is very, very important factor because most of the cases I observe that people sometimes to pacify themselves, pacify their minds, hide the cost and they put them into doldrum situation in future. And sometimes they befool the bankers, they befool the investors, befool the lenders also. So cost identification is very, very important in that way. Yeah.
Yes, sir. That answers my question. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Very insightful session.
Thank you, Shukrit. Dr. Murugesh.
Sir, any other questions from other participants? Even I was going to say LLP is one of the best mode presently.
Yeah.
Which is operated by most of the companies now. Recently, because of partnership, the moment when we think of liability is attached, that is what the notion was there in the minds. Now LLP is one thing, a best solution for the new startup. And even I'd like to mention here, I am mentoring one organization here, one new startup. That startup is online grocery for local needs of Bijapur. Right.
Okay.
Working on that, and we have made even the applications, mobile app. So during the lockdown, we have seen that an opportunity of lockdown. So that is the best place where they can supply the groceries. Even biggest competitor for us is JioMart.
Right? Yeah.
We are facing now same concept like Zomato, same concept of what we can think of Swiggy. The same concept we are bringing it to grocery. That is how we are working. And one thing is, sir, I had one question about the scalability and reliability. That is something question to me.
I'm telling you, but I'm sharing you one of the my life story. I had been in Germany for higher studies for a time, for a short time, but I didn't complete, of course. So when I went there, before that, I was working in a Calcutta company. It was in the bridge manufacturing, trains, bridge, etc. etc. So after that, I left the country and went to Germany, and there was a trade fair, industrial trade fair. So in that trade fair, I mentioned this technology also, Krupphafen technique. In the presentation somewhere, I wrote this thing. So their product I saw, and before going to Germany, in the last board meeting, I remember I read in the agenda that technology head, he made a beautiful note before the board that this technology is updated technology, and if we bring into India this technology, it would be very helpful for us in the port operations mainly. So, but when I went there, I found that that technology was obsolete in in Europe. They were just dumping the technology in India, but they were using higher technology for them. So scalability and reliability on the technology, that day I understood as a student that how important it is. Secondly, at the same time, many of you were in abroad, you will find the multinationals product, say even Hindustan Lever, this Unilever product in Europe quality or in India quality or in Cambodia quality are different. So these are the things. It's a very much, there comes the question of ethical practice or standard practice or global practice or not. So these are the questions, but as a business entrepreneur, we should keep in mind all these factors. That's why I mentioned this thing on technology part. And so far as LLP is concerned, I just happy to share you that the final drafting of LLP in the country was made by myself as a team member, and the many things introduced by us also in the system that time. So LLP is a very interesting act in the country, and people are now utilizing this. Initially, people were not aware what is LLP, but now people are utilizing in a big way, especially if you are executing project type of things. LLP is a very good tool for that. Secondly, if you are running some knowledge-based organization, LLP also very good because you can structure your internal system flexibly. Profit sharing is also better way you can design. So there are lot of advantages in LLP form. And OPC is unique thing. And OPC, whenever I say I used to share one story, I went to one India symposium in Zurich. So in the airport, they said that there would be one limousine coming to pick you up. So I was waiting for the limousine. A beautiful lady came and picked me up with limousine, and I was told or something place of program was there. She dropped me. In during the travel, I asked her that what do you do, etc., etc. She just passed on me her card. It was written there, managing director of a car company, car operating company. Then reading that, I understood she is running one-person company. The card itself is the thing. And this is the model. It is very much proven model in Europe and other places. So in India also, it is yet to be popular, but it is a good model. It protects you from the risk of capital loss and other things. Your family would be protected and others would be protected if you are a small entrepreneur. So these are the few things one should keep in mind, of course, when you are doing the business. Sound, yes.
I think, yeah, you are audible.
Now, any other questions from the gathering?
Please ask question to Professor Shinap. I request all the participants, those who are available, please ask questions.
But the process, sir, before somebody asking question, the process of IPR, I think Sukrut was asking. There is one professor in the University of Pune. They are very expert in providing you IPRs, intellectual property rights and patent rights and copyrights. And we will in the future we will try to host one webinar by him, professor of University of Pune. Last month I have attended one IPR webinar. So it can be one of the fruitful. That is what I say, that the idea is yours, and you're trying to outsource many things from many government and non-government organizations.
Exactly. Exactly.
And
Yes.
one thing, sir. See, I have gone through your slides, the constitution of the company, what should be the nature of the business, these all things, sir. Apart from this, there is one more concept which everyone has to have. That is how passionate he is about his product and services and his market. And
I would differ here a little bit because you know that world there is no free lunch. And secondly, you should not be very much passionate. You should be passionate when it is established, but you should not be passionate when you are building it. You should be very practical, pragmatic. Otherwise, you cannot build it because you know that passion kills a lot. Passion, keep it for your family members, for your loved one. But for business, you need to make business like a business. There is no passion. Passion when you build it, on that you make a passion.
Yes.
And sir, small correction here. I think passion with entrepreneur should know when to enter. Entrepreneur should know when to exit also.
Yes, that is very much
Yes.
important.
Yes.
That is you're very much. That's why I said that. What is your plan B? If you remember that I told about that also, you should keep in mind the plan B, how to exit. And exit, most of the people are like Mahabharata, Abhimanyu. They don't know how to exit. So you need to have your plan B in mind always. So it is very, very essential.
Or maybe Vijay Malla.
I am telling you that my personal experience with this group is that I was in Bangalore and I was director in Canara Bank board. The proposal came to us on funding in Kingfisher. We rejected respectfully. We said that we are not ready to put our money in a turbulent industry. And the Canara Bank was safe that time. So my experience with these guys is that they always show a very bright picture. That's why I said you have a very good TV study, techno-economic viability study. If your TV study is very sound, then you can run the show like anything. That is very much essential. But one should not befool oneself.
There is one question is popping up from our principal Vilas Bagli, sir.
Sir.
Yeah, please, sir.
Yes, sir.
Bagli, sir. I think
please ask him to unmute.
No, he's unmuted. I think there is some network issue.
Oh.
Once the network comes, we will try to ask him, sir, if it's possible stipulated time. Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, he's there.
Yes, sir. Sir, not audible properly.
Sir, it is not audible, sir. Bagli, sir, it is not audible.
Sir, it's not audible.
Can you come in the network place, sir, please? It is not audible.
Sir, speak now. Bagali, sir, please speak now.
Are you audible now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is happening nowadays? So agriculture in India is becoming very, very expensive nowadays. So all the difficulties you know, that here the land holding of the farmers is very small, and economically it is very difficult. So the people from rural, they are migrating towards the urban area for earning purpose. So to motivate them, we should make them to stay there only. And here, today's agriculture land holding is very small. Therefore, the need of a small tools equipment is necessary. So in rural area, the farmers and here the youngsters, they have got some ideas, And if the small tools are to be invented, and they must be used in farming, so these tools must be manufactured at the rural areas according to their conveniences. And for that purpose here, the rural entrepreneurship in manufacturing, the small tools must be motivated. So money is secondary. So they will get the bank loans or the government aids and this and that. But here to motivate them, so here the rural entrepreneurship, so somewhat is lacking. It may be from the government side, or here the maybe from the horticulture or agriculture department. So there is the desperate need to motivate the farmers to manufacture and use in their farming. So what is your view in regarding the entrepreneurship development in rural area?
Sir, I am, apart from my activities, I am involved in tribal development work. So we are developing some villages into model villages in tribal areas. After the second or third visit, I observed one thing. There was a land which a guy was cultivating. He had planted some this bamboos, the designers bamboos, these small plants. All these things have been cultivated, and there were numbers of, it's an acre of land he cultivated like that. It's a tribal guy. So I asked him that, what do you do with that? He told me that Chinese used to come and purchase it. So these Chinese bamboos, that guy himself is cultivating. So it is what I learned that day is that knowledge acquiring and utilizing is not depending on my education. It is the art, it is the the hungerness to have this thing. You rightly said, if you can inspire these people and ignite the minds of these people, then a lot of things would be happening in the country. And in the village, for example, as per the report of the government, near about 2 lakhs crores of say vegetables, fruit, etc. every year we lose due to non-conservation. You can imagine, if we can export this thing, how much we can fetch out of that. So there are opportunities everywhere in every field. Only thing is that you need to ideate and innovate and make it into a possible business model. So, and in village areas, that's why in the presentation I said 50-50 is the ratio in MSMEs, that 50% of the things are coming from the villages. But in future, India being an agri-based country, we have a huge potential to cater global needs. Our food is always surplus nowadays. It is not that we are food-starved country today. So there is a huge potential in MSME, in entrepreneurship, in village products, mainly agri products, and also agri-allied related products. And naturally, these products will be very much eco-friendly. It is environmentally sustainable. So it would be complying all the norms of the day. So that's why it is time to focus on this. Definitely state governments and central governments, they are doing, but it should be in a big way. And as such, after Corona, one thing we learned, that we need to go back to our own places and do the business. So that is better way of life, the better comfort is there. So people are understanding, they're coming back. And many of my friends, I find that they're having their cultivation activities in their native areas, or they have purchased lands, they're doing it. So everybody is going back to the villages. It's a very good signal for the country. And if we can encash it, we will be a very rich country agriculture, like Switzerland also. So sir, it's really, you flagged the right issue. Of course, there is a potential, but it needs, again, the same thing, planned approach to address this thing countrywide. Our problem is that our constitution is having a state role, central role, dual role, etc., etc. All these technological things but technical things are hindrance to our many developmental process, country as a whole, rather, I would say. So anyhow, let us hope for the best and the good things to come in future.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the question and thank you for the answer. Any other questions? Last questions from anybody? If no questions, uh, I would like to request Professor Kushal Das sir to kindly give a presidential remark, since he being a president of this today's webinar. Over to Kushal sir.
Sir, just a minute. I
Yes,
have
one
one
question.
question.
Yes.
One question is coming up from online YouTube channel.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
The question states, it's by Mr. Lokesh Innes. It is in continuation with Bagli sir's question that when we are developing a small products and patent them, can this be at affordable price for the farmers?
Sir, you answer. Bagri sir, you can please.
It is not affordable to the farmer because they have very costly. I have looked at so many agricultural exhibitions. I have seen so many tools which are more from other countries developed, but they are very, very expensive. That's why I am insisting the government and other organizations to inspire and motivate our rural sector in our area to have manufacture their own small business which is viable as China is doing. Is it audible?
It is not audible.
Are you audible,
properly,
sir?
Yeah, sir. Now it is audible.
Yeah. So, what is my opinion? So, definitely, it is not viable for the Indian farmers to possess all these equipments because I have visited so many agriculture exhibitions in Dharwad, Bangalore, and also in Vijaypur. So, I have seen so many tools and equipments which are not convenient to use in our farms, and they are very, very expensive, and most of them are the technology which is imported, and we should for that, what is to be done, that we should encourage our own farmers to implement their own ideas through inspiring them to manufacture those small tools and have them at a very cheaper rate.
I would like to intervene here. Even one more is Sir Atmanirbhar, and is one project. Secondly, I have interacted with one politician by name Basavaraj Patil Sedam. He is working very purely on self-dependent in villages, Atmanirbhar, and urbanization is the biggest problem for most of the parents, like you are on. You want to see your kids to be doctors and settle at US and Bangalore. So
That has become common.
And even being a Bagli sir, even when we look at every parent want their children to be settled, but no one want to make their children back to their farmlands. And even sir, I would like to make one more comment here. Agri-tourism is a one more opportunity for the farmers, which is gaining in importance in this part of North Karnataka. That's all from my end. And sir, now, Professor Chidanand, any other queries from the YouTube live?
No, sir. That was the only question that we had received.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. I have one personal question to Santanu Sinha, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The thing is, like, we have since the last year pandemic rise, we have come across a lot of stories that are coming up over the social media, wherein a lot many people who have been full-time employees have dropped their employment or have lost their employment and have come up back to their hometowns and have started earning a good sum of money. with something that would arise with the cooperation of their spouses, and they have started something, either a home terrace garden or some kind of vegetable garden from which they have started processing and they have started marketing. Okay, these are certain small little ideas which could actually start as an incubation, but the concern is these are something which cannot be taken up as a copyright kind of a thing to the IPR related activities. Now, how one should go about in such a scenario?
Sir, this is, I would go for this Darwin's theory, survival of the fittest.
Okay.
You know that it is all activities of human being till birth, from birth to death. We are fighting to survive only. Whatever activities we do, even discussions and other things, ultimately it is going towards these activities only. That you need to breathe. That is the thing we do. During lockdown period, I also observed many stories like that. One observation I had, one of my known person, he was running a beautiful travel agency. It was internationally operating. What Dr. Murugesh said, that he did the same thing in Delhi. He started, he is supplying atta and pulses and rice to the people of his within his customer base. And I was also one of his customers. So he used to send me riders on this every time. Then one day I asked him that what you are doing. He said, "Sir, I'm just building up a model." And after a couple of months, I found that that model has been crystallized, and he is supplying now in Delhi area last couple of months in a very big way. People are getting innovated due to the what you call need, due to or what you call due to the survival need. They're creating models. So in that way, models are developed. So which model is patentable or not? That is as per patent law, of course. Otherwise, also, if you establish a model, challenging that model would take a time. So then you follow the Boston route of cash cow route. You encash the market and maximize your profit.
Okay.
So that is the way I see it, simply.
Okay.
So,
Thank you, sir. Thank you on that.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Let us not, we have already, blocked sir for 1.5 hours. I told 70 minutes. Almost it has gone for 90 minutes now. So that shows the level of the session, the kind of expertise, see, questions will only come when there are very good, kind of inputs given by the speaker. So it's a very great, webinar for us. And now I would like to request Kushal Das sir to kindly go through the presidential remark. Over to Kushal Das sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Murugesh Patan Shetty. And first of all, I like to convey sincere thanks and gratitude to Professor Shutanu Sinha, my younger brothers also, and obviously the principal, Dr. Bagli sir, and all the distinguished speakers. I do not know whether Professor Kulkarni, R.V. Kulkarni, whether he able to join or not because he had an important meeting. So, and with, I think that from CPSH, our member, Mr. Dr. Ramchandran Naik is also joined. And all the people who have joined in YouTube as well as in Zoom, all of them I give a thanks because this is very important seminar at a very important and crucial time. People may ask that why now you are organizing a seminar of this kind of serious, and when actually people are wanted to survive and just to live with the family, or just they have been mourning with the departure of their dearest family members at the moment. The very purpose of this seminar actually it is fruitful. But Professor Sinha has explained, India lacks entrepreneurship, original innovative ideas, patent, copyrights. And today our suffering, one of the reason is that. There's a reason the seminar is so relevant. We asked US for release of relieving some of the patent right for production of the vaccines. US said, America first. until their entire vaccination program, because they're taking very aggressive vaccination program, going to be end very soon. They are not going to supply, not going to relieve off or waive off some of the part of the patent right so that India can procure some of the raw material for vaccine from other countries. So this clearly shows that where we are lacking, because we did not do, this is the fact I'm telling you, because I had a vast experience of teaching in Indian and Western universities as a research scholar and also as a professor. I know very well and closely I have seen each and every moment. Even I can share with one thing that 2017, we had been to, myself and along with Dr. Swastika, my spouse, and Professor M.S. Biradar, we invited to Tulane University School of Medicine, New Orleans. So we had a meeting, and in this meeting, Professor Louis Gabriel Navarre, the legendary professor of physiology and former president of American Physiological Society, he was discussing some important points of original thoughts and idea. Based on that, actually, we had developed a collaboration. That collaboration still it is going on. So he discussed with us in a pencil and pen, a pencil in a white paper in front of Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. M.S. Biradar, sir, and myself. So after end of that, my wife, Swastika, said that just pick up the white paper, what Professor Louis Gabriel Navarre has written, just wanted to pick it up. But immediately Professor Navarre said, no, Swastika, no, this is my properties. It is my intellectual right. That's the signal he has given. It is in front of Honorable Vice Chancellor. Then later he has given with a smile to Swastika, because we are very close to him. But he's told this word very clearly and very loudly, because that idea of what he conceived and discussed with me for research purpose, which we are carrying out under BLD Tulane Common Joint Collaboration, he did not wanted to show that what seriousness of a copyright actually means. We lack it. Today, our suffering, we should not only blame our misfortune, our resources, or our government and all. We, the scientists as such, and we, the industrialists as such, I think that we lack somewhere the original thoughts and idea to put into the proper channel and let it be a business model or maybe a service model. We may not be like Alexander Fleming, who has not patented penicillin because of the Second World War. He wants that it should not be patented, so he did not patent. But now, current 21st century, we cannot be Alexander Fleming. I think that we have to think of it. Today, our suffering, one of the reasons India did not do the right time, right steps for getting the things done for the vaccination without anything. So US can openly say the word America first, we will finish, then we will think of it to relieve it. Or though you may be having 130 crore of population, but we least bother. It is that the nation is the more important for them. I think Professor Sinha's talk today, though I am completely out of the domain, though I can share with you one thing. Professor Sinha's father is one of our uncle. He's the first Indian company secretary. That you know it? He never discussed, he never told. He is the first Indian company secretary of India. ICSI first, he was. So you can imagine that what our uncle was in that level in those days. And his son definitely going to be the chief executive of the ICSI, and he is definitely torchbearer of his legendary father. So my great tribute to my uncle also, Senior Sinha. So Chutanu, I'm proud that you are keeping the torch here in the same line as like your father. And one thing that what he has explained, what I understood as a completely as a science, one interesting thing is that the passion, what he has mentioned, I agree completely with him. In business, there is no passion. But again, when it comes to a laboratory of a researcher, it is a passion only can discover. So that is the difference one should clearly understand, where the business and where the original thoughts and idea with a passion. A literature, and I believe because Professor Shutanu is one of the finest painter and musician, you cannot imagine that how beautifully he plays. His son is also a great musician. So he is definitely having passion for music, but he does not apply this to his business module when he advised to government of India or international area or persons like us. So I think we should know that where we should go. Yes, as a scientist, I will tell that we must have a passion to carry out, otherwise we'll miss it. Because sometimes we usually think that going to end in a right way, but most of the time we reach in the wrong way and we fail. And we learn from the failure. So only passion driven these things made us to reach to the goal. But definitely original thoughts, original idea, how to channelize with a startup and entrepreneurship for the science laboratory, I think is required. Scientists may not be a business person, but persons like Shutanu Sinha or Dr. Murugesh may be the tomorrow's future. They may actually put into the right direction how it can synthesize. If you ask me that what I can do on the business of starting up a project which can earn some money, I will tell I do not know. I just work and I get results. I publish. Yeah, I applied for patenting, no doubt, and I have the publishing patent also. That is different cases. But primary objective to publish the paper, get the Nobel Prize or the fellowship of the different societies and international bodies. That is the prime target of a scientist. But definitely these thoughts and others should be properly channelized. The responsibility is the whole academics. There's a reason the multidiscipline work, multidiscipline thinking, multidiscipline culture is the most important. And now, National Accreditation and Assessment Commission has clearly said that go for entrepreneurship and startup. That has been mandatory. And also the industry education university institute partnership is now one of the important part of the accreditation process and our own quantity of outcome to assess. I think this is the right step taken by the government, and perfectly we required more and more exposures of the speaking, the lectures and speech like Professor Shutanu Sinha with a vast experience of the long in the home and abroad. So I give a thanks to Dr. Murugesh Patanchetti to do it and Dr. Professor Bagali to do these things the right time. So I clearly mentioned this seminar is not irrelevant. This is very relevant at the moment to get a signal what the mistake we did it, and today we are repenting because we have never taken seriously the science or the literature in our own act and original. So we missed many things like turmeric, we missed many things from our hand. So it is high time we should be alerted. Such type of lectures, I think more should be listened apart from the commerce and management people, they are trained. But the other people like in technology, engineering, and medicine, and other discipline must also, including arts and literature, should also understand how the entrepreneurship can be done. Because I want to tell you that Professor Shutanu Sinha himself is having apple garden. He's having apple orchard. He's running. He is having the, just now he said that tribal welfare, he has his own NGOs he runs. So multiple things he does. So his training and other thing also shows that many people can be involved who are not the expertise, but it's just a collective way, and somebody should show the light. So thank you once again before I complete, and I thanks to Professor Shutanu Sinha for accepting our invitation, Dr. Murugesh, Dr. Bagali, and Professor, and I also on behalf of my university, BLU University, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. M.S. Biradar, Honorable Co-Vice Chancellor, Dr. R.S. Mudhol, our Dean of Faculty of Medicine, Dr. Arvind B. Patil, our Vice Principals, our Medical Superintendent, Dr. Rajesh Anudgi, and all the doctors from my family and my BLD family members. I definitely convey my sincere thanks to Professor Shutanu Sinha for delivering excellent and outstanding deliberation, and organizer Murugesh Patanchetti and ASP College of Commerce, all the faculty members and respected principals. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, sir, for your wonderful presidential remark on today's webinar. And finally, now it is time to say bye to all. So I take privilege in presenting vote of thanks for today's webinar. Dhanyabad, Shutanu Sinha sir. Now I have learned some words of, because one of my friend was there with me in NITI, Sanjeev Das. He was a physiotherapist. Dhanyavad for wonderful inputs given by you for the young guns of India, which can trying to so hope this can change the paradigm of India. That is one. This is just a beginning which we have started. And thank you very much, Kushal Das sir. The backbone, the main reason. I think we are interacting with Kushal Das sir since so many years, and he is being a guiding force for us. I think most of the time he used to call us, Murgesh. I know there are still 3-4 guest lectures we were going to arrange. Amitabh Dey sir is there. There are so many people. I am Shillong director. So this is something which is guiding force given by Kushal sir. Kushal sir, Dhanyavad for you also. And even for me, my backbone of this BLE A.S. Patil College of Commerce, Professor V.S. Bagli sir, who has been a teacher and a guiding force for us, all of us, in the college of all 5 branches. Thank you, Vilas Bagli sir, for joining us on this webinar. And even the person is not there on the screen, I think, Dr. R.V. Kulkarni sir. He was due to some urgent meeting. He told, I think he requested us to be preside over the function. So I take this opportunity to thank Dr. R.V. Kulkarni sir, Chief Administrative Officer of BLE Association, and some people who are behind the screen, as I've told in the initial stage, in the initial explanation. I would like to thank the people who are working as an IT team, Dr. Professor Kiran Tigadi sir, who has been a person from managing entire show from the back end, and even Dr. Chidanand, he also managing this entire show from the back end. And one more technical support given by Anand Patil from BLE University, and all the participants. Yes, the time around near about 90 minutes. It has gone for more than 90 minutes. Time is rolling again. Still, people want to listen, and there are people who are desperate to tell more things. So, thanks all the participants for joining us and making your time free for this webinar. And I hope, it is not hope, I am very confident that the inputs given by Sutanu Sinha sir will try to gear up, or it can affect or impact the behavior of the young startup or even professors who are there, because along with the teaching, this can be one more simultaneously. Consultant can be started as startup consultants. So thank you all, and very, very fruitful session was it is, and thanks a lot, and thank you one and all who are present here. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Stay safe, and stay healthy at the moment. Take precautions. Yes. Please take care.
Thanks to all of you. I just want to share one thing is that
yes, sir.
Kushalda and myself, in Bengali we used to say Dada. So we were hostel mate. We had lovely time during our college days, and but it's marvelous opportunity he created for me to be at the same platform with him, sharing my knowledge. And he is, of course, a different figure altogether. When he was a student, I was a student. We were different. Today we are different, of course, positionally, but mentally we are same. But I must express my gratitude to all of you for the patient hearing you have, because generally knowledge sharing experience, my experience is that sometimes you get frustrated what the gentleman is sharing. So anyhow, thank you very much, and stay safe.
Okay. Thank you.
We have not got you, sir. Because of Kushal, we were able to get you.
No.
Look at that. Such a huge CV. When I see that, CV, somebody who is, executive, chief executive of, Indian Company Secretary. So it's not a small, sir. For us, it's a big institution, a great person. And
that is only a designation.
Sir, we could be able to get you.
In academic field, it doesn't matter. It matters only how good research I do.
I request actually Dr. Professor Bagli sir and the management of ASP College of Commerce and Murgesh also. Let's see that in future also Professor Sinha can give a good input to you as an advisor, as an adjunct he can give a lot of contribution that is required. Actually, he's very busy. I know very well. He used to travel all over the world like me, actually, but we both of us were grounded now. So I know very well. And when he was in Cambridge, and that time I was in London, so we know very well how we share the time. Even they are outside of India. So,
Yeah.
but he will definitely be with the BLB whenever you require for it. Okay.
Sir,
Yes, that's very much.
this is just a beginning.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you all.
Thanks. Sir. Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye bye.
Have a nice
Bye.
day.
Bye. Thank you.
Anything else, sir?